do want to transition now to DC. So with Batgirl getting pulled and the constant upheaval in DC films, what do you think, or what hope do Snyderverse fans have of their Cavill-Affleck universe being restored? Some reports...
As my father used to say when I asked him for something, that the answer is between slim and none, and slim just left out. That is basically where it stands. Look.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
What's going on, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters? It's your boy, the Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe for all that DC goodness on that face, neck, and chest. And according to Mr. Scoop My Nuts with a polished silver spoon, The Flash is undergoing massive reshoots, which is making me more limp than Eddie Diaz and Josh watching George entering my jungle. So without further ado, let's break this bitch down and let's see what we got.
Start. The cameras. Dead ass.
So Shitosity and Sil Ab bullshit, sticking with the shit theme, has put out more lies than Amber Heard taking a polygraph test. And even home of the DCEU had to call this nonsense out because breaking news, scoop, massive rewrites for the Flash movie. The entire third act of that movie being reworked. Do you know how much money and time you have to put into reworking an entire third act of a movie? Perfect example, Justice League. You saw what happened with that, right? Where they reworked the entire damn movie. And what happened? The movie flopped. Number one, because it was horrible. And number two, it went over budget. It went over budget. It didn't perform the way it should have performed for a Justice League movie. So you mean to tell me a movie that has been riddled with production problems, has been delayed with multiple directors, and a movie that already cost $200 million, not to mention the marketing, which is going to cost another $100 million. You mean to tell me David Zaslav is going to throw in another $100 million to rework an entire third act of a movie that has been testing so well with general audiences that have been lucky enough to watch this movie, and they're going to change the entire third act? For what? For what? It's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine reworking the entire third act of Man of Steel. That's essentially what you're telling me. One of the reasons why they pushed back this movie is for the artists to have more time to work on the VFX. Now you're going to tell me they're going to rework the entire movie and that's more work for the VFX artists to do this shit? Does that make any fucking sense to anyone? And thank the Lord people are waking up to this nonsense because, number one, logistically makes no sense. Number two, it's not even fucking possible for these people working on this movie to have that movie finished in time. Holy shit.
This is personal.
Breaking news, DC Fandome not happening this year, as I've been saying for the longest time. And if you have people out here being like, well, chill. DC Fandome is happening, okay? Because the scoopers are telling me that at DC Fandome, they're going to announce the air cut, they're going to announce Zack Snyder, and the entire cast is going to come out to promote Justice League Part 2, and it's going to break the internet.
Yeah, it's a shit fucking sandwich, Dick.
Oh, let's watch the F-bomb.
No, listen to me because I make sense, okay? I have a functioning brain, all right? It's working. It's firing on all cylinders. Wake up and stop listening to people who tell you what you want to hear because people with functioning brain cells like myself are watching this shit. It's like, hold up. I want the Snyderverse too, but this doesn't make any sense. How can this work? How can this work? You mean to tell me Zack Snyder is going to come back in 2024 and direct the Justice League Part 2 and Part 3? That's part of David Zaslav's 10-year plan. Not to mention, they have their own plan of their own. What?
I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
And I don't want to sound negative. Obviously, I want the Snyderverse. Obviously, I want Zack Snyder to come back. Will Zack Snyder ever come back to the DCEU? Sure, maybe in a couple of years. But you already know Dan Lin and David Zaslav, they have their own plan. They're not going to wait 5, 10, 20 years for Zack Snyder to come back and be like, you know what? We were wrong. Zack Snyder, let's go with your plans. They're not going to do that. The reason why these executives were brought in is because they have a specific vision for DC. Whether or not that involves Zack Snyder in the long term, short term, that's a wait and see. But right now, currently, that is not the game plan. The game plan is putting DC back on track. So that's going to be it, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, my Discord, join the Truth Army. Share the video, like the video, be so kind. And as always, post comments down below and tell me what you think. Truth, you're wrong, okay? Ben Affleck just signed a 5-picture deal for Batman, and it's going to happen in 2024, and Zack Snyder is going to direct Man of Steel 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, all of it, okay? I got that from my scoopers. Or do you think, Truth? I hear you. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Let's just wait and see. But right now, the game plan is for DC to get back on track with or without Zack Snyder, preferably with Zack Snyder, all right? As always, love you guys. Stay safe. Mwah. Truth out.